What's up YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to sit down with you guys and talk about what intuitive eating is, as well as some tips on how to lose weight without counting your calories. So before we get started again today, hello, how are we? How has the last week been? It has been a little bit rainy, a little bit quieter this past week, but good week nonetheless. Still happy that it's June. We made it halfway through the year, guys. We made it halfway. I also wanted to jump on here and say that if you watched my last video, I'm very sorry about the technical issues that I had with the sound, where halfway through it starts to go out of sync with the video. Really sorry about that. Hope it didn't disturb the video too much, and I really hope that I don't have those problems this time around. So that being said, let's jump right in. Intuitive eating, what is it? I feel like it is being so widely spoken about amongst the health or fitness communities. There are so many people who are coming out and saying that they are intuitive eaters and promoting intuitive eating. And so I wanted to chat about what exactly intuitive eating is. So in a nutshell, intuitive eating is a way of eating that is led by you and your hunger cues. It is following when your body is telling you that it's hungry and when it's telling you that it's full, which is a pretty basic concept to follow. It has been labeled as the anti-diet. Normally, when I'm talking about a diet, I will just be talking about what we're putting into our bodies, which is also known as our diet. But for the purposes of this video, I'm talking about diet culture types of dieting, like a paleo diet or a keto diet or a no sugar diet. You get the picture. So yes, intuitive eating has been labeled as the anti-diet because it doesn't come with a set of rules that tells you what to eat or what not to eat, or how to eat something or when to eat them. It is completely about trusting your own body to let you know what it needs. And so the first thing that needs to be noted is that for a lot of us who have gone through years of trying out different diets, we start to lose touch with our body. We no longer know the signals that our body is sending us because we've been following whatever guidelines we've been told to follow. We have a strict time of when we're supposed to be eating or what we're supposed to be eating, whereas intuitive eating tries to come back to us. And before we can actually start to eat intuitively, we need to go through the process of trusting our bodies again. And so the first part of that is knowing our different hunger cues. The first one being physical. Physical hunger cues are the biological cues that your body sends when it is in need of nourishment. So these come in the form of a grumbling stomach, irritability, fatigue, which is a drop of energy levels, all of those things that happen when we're in need of food. The second type are emotional cues, and those come in the form of sadness, loneliness, boredom, food cravings, often those comfort food cravings. Those are often emotional cues. And so a big part of intuitive eating is learning how to differentiate between physical ones and emotional ones, and trusting the physical side more than the emotional side. And so while it might take a little bit of time to get back to that process of trusting your body's natural cues, it is a pretty vital step, in my opinion, to mending a relationship with food, or to get to a stage where you just know your body. You're becoming in tune with your body, you know what it needs, and you know how to give it what it needs. And this goes hand in hand with my tips on how to lose weight without counting calories. Now, this is coming from my own personal experience and what I have learned works for me. I've spoken a bit about it on my Instagram page, but I've gone through quite a long journey with my relationship with my body and with my relationship with food. And during that journey, counting calories was a very big part of it for a number of years. And so now that I'm at a stage where I am maintaining a healthy weight and I'm still seeing progress without having to count calories, has been the most liberating thing I have ever done. And I want to share that with you guys. So like I mentioned, I feel like intuitive eating goes hand in hand with how to lose weight intuitively. And so all of these next tips are kind of how to do both. And so the first piece of advice that I have is to just let go of diet culture or diet mentality. Step away from the guidelines and start allowing your body to talk to you and start listening to your body rather than having a strict diet to follow. The next step would be to honor our hunger cues. So that means listening to when our body is telling us that it's hungry. Listening to those physical indicators of fatigue, tiredness, irritability, a grumbling stomach. Often when we ignore those, which a lot of diet culture advises, I've heard it way too often where the advice is, if you're feeling hungry, have a cup of water with some chia seeds in it, or have a cup of coffee, or I don't know, like not listening to your body when it's asking you to feed it, rather honoring the fact that you're hungry and giving your body the food that it's asking for. Oftentimes, excessive hunger can lead us to overeating, which brings me into the second cue, which is listening to when your body is full and respecting when it's full. So when you feel like you're satisfied with your meal, stopping there, because that'll allow your body to get back into its natural rhythm. The next step would be to make peace with food, to stop demonizing foods like carbs and sugars and fats. Basically stop putting different food types in boxes of good or bad, to start seeing that food is fuel and that we need a balance of carbs, fats, proteins, vegetables. We need a balance of all of it. That will start to mend the relationship that a lot of us might have broken in the past with dieting. Another important point is to make eating an enjoyable experience. At the end of the day, eating is something that we do constantly throughout the day, and it is something that we're going to have to continue doing in order to survive. That's basic science. So making it an enjoyable experience through enjoying the food that you're eating, enjoying your time eating, sitting down and appreciating your meal rather than rushing it, and also feeding yourself with foods that you enjoy the taste of, but also foods that you know make you feel good, will make the process of eating a lot more enjoyable. I know, for example, that like I said in my previous video, hated vegetables for so long. There were so few vegetables that I would eat. And the more that I have introduced vegetables into my diet and I see how good I feel when I eat them, I now don't really enjoy meals that don't contain vegetables because I end up feeling pretty terrible afterwards. So I feel like that was a really key point in my journey of intuitive eating, is finding foods that I know my body feels good in. It makes me enjoy the experience of eating them. The next couple pointers shift a little bit away from eating itself, but are as important, into leading to intuitive eating, because every little part of health and fitness link in to one another. And so the first one being to look in the mirror and find things that you really love about yourself, to focus on the things that your body is capable of doing, to focus on the goals that you've recently set or accomplished. That was the biggest changing point for me, was to stop focusing in on my flaws and the things that I wanted to change about myself. And when I rather started focusing on the things that I liked about myself, or how much stronger I felt today, or how much energy I had the next day. When I started focusing on those good things, I started to fall in love with my body a little bit more every time, where there was barely any space for the things that I didn't like. And so when you're not at war with your body, you don't feel the need to follow this diet culture anymore. You just enjoy being. You enjoy being healthy and fueling your body to lead a healthy life. And so respecting your body, finding those things that you love about yourself and focusing in on those things is a super vital point. Which leads me to shifting the mindset or the goal from being weight loss to being energy and vitality and strength. Because I feel like goals such as getting stronger and getting more energy are way more attainable, firstly, but they don't hold this big pressure over us because it's not a number that you can see. It's something that you feel. And I know that probably sounds a little bit cliche, but I really can't tell you how true it is. How much more I began to love my fitness journey when I took weight out of the picture, when I no longer focused on that. And that is when I truly started to see the biggest changes. And so that also leads me to my next point, which is find a way of exercising that you enjoy. Just a way to get your body moving that's not going to be something that you dread doing. For example, if you don't enjoy running, like I don't really enjoy running, take it out of the equation. It's not the only way to move your body. Find things that you are going to look forward to doing, because the more we move our body, again, the more in tune we become with it. We learn a little bit more every time. I know I definitely learn more about my body every time I move it. So trying out yoga or going for a walk, and that is another way of listening to your body, is honoring what type of movement your body needs. I know that's not intuitive eating, but it is an intuitive way of living, which has been such a great thing in my life personally. So there will be days when I might have a gym session planned. I'll be like, yep, today we're doing lower body today. And if my energy levels are not up to scratch, being able to listen to that and appreciate that and saying, you know what, I'm not going to go to the gym today. We're going to do some yoga instead. And my body generally loves it when I'm giving it the movement that it's actually asking for. So that wraps up this video for today. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to leave me a comment down below in the comment section, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you again next time. I hope you have a beautiful day.